What's going on, guys? A beautiful morning here. It's really cold outside, but look at the mountain today. Very lovely. So my short, I talked about 78% of people per a survey were living paycheck to paycheck. Do you guys think that sounds right? I didn't think it was that high, but you think about what it just costs to exist today. A basic income is going to get pretty much eaten away by just normal expenses. Even if you have a car like mine that you don't even have a car payment, if you your house is going to be, if you have a mortgage, your mortgage payment is going to be probably pretty high. And if you're renting, that's money that you're just burning every single month. So you're not going to be able to really save much. Rent, I think, is around $2,000. Of course, you could split that by living with a roommate or multiple roommates, which I think a lot of people are doing. And then food costs, $150 a week, probably, I think, on average, maybe more depending on where you're eating and what food you're buying. Again, like I said, if you have a used car or a car that you own, that's good. That's a way that you can lower your expenses. But insurance, car repair, like I said, food. I had to replace the tires on my other car. That was like $1,200. So random stuff like that comes up that is just a normal cost of, owning a vehicle can basically eat away all the money that you were going to save for a 2-week period or for a month-long period for a lot of people. And a lot of people they're in credit card debt. I mean, I'm talking about every month just trying to be positive from a cash flow perspective after all your expenses. But if you have credit card debt, it's going to be even more difficult to get out of that, because a lot of times you're just paying the interest payment on the credit card, or you're not really even paying, the credit card at all. You're just accruing more interest, and the principal is not really going down. So I don't know. I don't know what percentage of people are, have credit card debt and it's high. I'm not sure. But if you're in that situation, it's tough, because, if you have $20, $30, $50, $100,000 in credit card debt or student loan debt, oftentimes you're not making enough money after expenses to really put a dent into that credit card debt or your student loan debt. And that's a problem, because the reason you go into debt in many cases for school or for education is so that you can make more money, so that there'll come a time when you can earn more money and pay off all your debts and then actually get ahead in life. But a lot of people seem to be stalling out, and they're not earning enough to get caught up with all their debt, and they're barely earning enough just to pay their expenses of existing. And I'm not talking about owning a house. I'm not talking about buying a fancy car. I'm not talking about going on vacation or any of that. From that study, it seems like about 80% of people can just barely, all the money they get from their paycheck is going towards stuff that they need just to make it to tomorrow, like a roof over your head, maybe a basic car, food in your stomach, clothes on your back, insurance, health insurance. If you have kids, good luck to you. That's another expense that, there's a lot of overhead that comes with just having a kid, right? So you have to be making well over $100,000, I think, even to have a chance. And if you live in a higher cost of living area like I do, or on the coast, you probably have to make even double that. I think the stats were like people need to be making around $250,000 a year to be, comfortable. And that might be true, because if you don't earn that much, basically a large percentage of your income just gets eaten away by, like I said, normal expenses of having a place to stay and and having food in your stomach and having the basic, insurance and everything. If you make 250 or 200 or, 150 a year, depending on where you live, then you can actually, probably afford a house, have some money left over after expenses for investing and retirement and vacation potentially. But if you're making under 100, after tax, it's maybe $60,000 or $70,000 a year. And I mean, probably half of that right away just goes towards, like I said, the stuff you have to pay for. So there's just not a lot of margin of error if anything goes wrong. Like if your car breaks down, or you have a medical situation, or you have to, some other expense comes up. So that number seemed high to me, but you guys let me know what you think on 78% of people living paycheck to paycheck. I mean, I know there was another figure out there of like basically 2/3 of people, or a high percentage of people, don't even have $1,000 or $500 in their bank account. And I don't blame them. I don't keep a lot of money in my bank either, because they don't give you anything for it. There's no point of having a big pile of money sitting in a bank account that's not earning any interest. But if you don't have like $1,000 in your bank, or you have credit cards that are maxed out, how are you gonna pay for like new tires, or a bill that comes up that's like $700 or $1,000? So it's a tough situation. So let me know what you guys think on that. You can comment. Feel free to subscribe if you want, and we will see you on the next one. Have a great day.